Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. Welcome back to another live show. Now if you're watching this at approximately 5:11 p.m. New York City time, then this is a live show. So anything you type, I have the opportunity to see in real time and respond to face on video. Now my studio isn't perfect yet. Still working on the microphone, still working on the lighting, but that's another reason I wanted to do a live show today, is to test my current configuration. There's Sean Coonery, the enormous Maine Coon cat. He just came in to join the live show, so it's going to be a good show. There he goes. Yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about today. Hey, Sean Coonery, you're going to have to watch. There you go. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about today, and let's see. Excuse me. Sean Coonery. Hold on one second. I'm just applying a setting here. Just a second. Getting going here. Hey, Sean Coonery, you're going to have to watch out for the laptop. Yup. Have to watch out there. Okay, now, so I'm testing this new setup, and I've got a this camera in the studio. I don't have the keying exactly right yet. I'm trying to figure that out. We've got hey, Sean Coonery, you're gonna have to move for just a second, okay? Get down. Had Sean Coonery, the enormous Maine Coon cat, on the desk, and he was making it move around. So yep. So got a lot of people coming in here. Going to start by reading the comments here. Canadian Watchman Kevin says hi, welcome aboard. Simon says green screen looking good. Thanks, man. I've got some hot spots with the lights. I got to figure out. I got to tweak the lighting to fix that. Canadian Watchman says nice beach. Simon says I can see Justin Bieber in the background. You know what's funny you say that? That's actually this background's Anguilla. And let's see if I can point to it there. I'll move over. Whoop, wrong way. That house back there is the one that Justin Bieber rented. It's on a place called, let's see, wait, is this Meads Bay? Wait a minute. Yeah, that's the house that Justin Bieber rented in the background, so that's pretty funny. So yeah, what's everyone want to chat about today? It says my stream's not live. I know I'm live, but I apologize. I'm working through some minor kinks with this new studio setup. So let me refresh my chat here. Shouldn't do anything with y'all. Okay, there we go. There we go. So now we're all good. Great. So start out this show by talking about a few things. One of the topics, and this is IrixGuy's live show, so it's not just drones. It's a little bit of everything, kind of across the board. But I want to talk about the switch to USB-C. So that's this is USB-C right here. Let me get it closer to the camera. But you can see it's what's cool about USB-C is that it doesn't have a top and a bottom like an older USB 3.0 or 2.0. So it's easier to just plug in. I wish Apple would go USB-C with their cell phones as well. Maybe they'll do that with the iPhone 8. But this is the wall charger for USB-C. What I really like about USB-C is now with my laptop, my MacBook Pro, if I'm on the go and for whatever reason it'll only charge if the lid is closed. If you're using this in the wall, it'll charge while you're using it. But if I'm just using a USB-C to USB cable in the car, so this end USB-C, this end, you know, the old style I think this is actually maybe a USB 2.0 because it's not blue. But if I use this charging cable, it only charges if I had the lid on the laptop closed, which is fine because it still charges in a car or a boat. And that's one of the advantages. But this has been an exciting thing the past few days. A lot of people have bashed USB-C because they say you got to have all these dongles and all that. Actually, I don't have to have dongles. I've just gotten very inexpensive cables. Like this right here is USB-C to my iPhone, so I can charge my iPhone off of my MacBook Pro. And then this right here is a USB-C SD card and micro SD card reader. So it's it's not an inconvenience. But I'm kind of excited about that. Let's get back to some topics here from the viewers. Simon says, "Where the heck is DJI's launch?" That's a great question, and I've heard obviously the first strong rumor was that people, including myself, were speculating that there may be a launch event on August 22nd. Well, August 22nd, unfortunately, has come and gone, and there was no launch event. Now the rumor floating around the internets rather, is the possibility of a launch event within a week or so. So, I missed the bus when I said 22nd, and I'm like, there's going to be something launched or announced on the 22nd. I'll admit, that was an epic fail. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's got to be something soon because it would be not in their best business interest to not release something prior to holiday shopping season 2017. I mean, unless they don't want to make money, I don't see why they would fail to release something before this holiday season. So, be interesting. Canadian says, one question, do you like watches? Have you heard of Sterling Original Prestige Automatic? Not sure is Swiss or Chinese. It looks like quality, bought it on Amazon. Actually, I haven't heard of Sterling. I've heard of Steinhardt, but I haven't heard of Sterling. I'll have to check that out, man. I haven't. Yeah, I haven't. I'll check it out. A Canadian says videos, DJ music. Yes, do it. Simon says, did you watch the new Samsung smartphone launch? Well, I did not watch the Samsung launch, and but I did see all the stuff. It was, unfortunately, I guess because their previous model was the one that was prone to spontaneously combust. That there's all kinds of jokes going around like, oh, it's a really hot phone, and explosive battery life, this, that, and the other. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't consider myself to be an Apple fanboy, but with that said, however it's happened, every computer I've got now is an Apple, and all my phones are Apples. So it's kind of like I've gotten married to the Apple ecosystem. So for me to use a device outside of Apple, I'm not saying they're not good devices. They may even be better, but for me to use a device outside of Apple is hard to do because everything I have now is just so integrated, and it plays so nicely together. So, from smartphone to iPad to laptop to desktop, I've got an operating environment that meshes well with the various devices. So, Peter says, do you know why the U.S. military department all of a sudden do not want to use DJI drones anymore? When we step outside of the hobbyist, the drone hobbyist, I'm in the dark, man. I don't really follow anything outside of the hobbyist realm. So I don't know. Is there anybody in here that does know? Checking my battery life here. I'll plug this thing into the charger. I'm going to see if I can charge. I'm assuming it will. If it'll charge while I'm live streaming. Because that's, again, I just got this MacBook Pro with USB-C. So I'm still getting used to all the features. Let's see if this will charge. Well, Yeah, it's charging. Let's see if my battery actually goes up while I'm live streaming, because right now I'm on 80%. Simon says maybe because they are Chinese. Hey, you know, that's an interesting theory. Although it seems that I mean, at least, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really up on politics, but it seems that, you know, the United States and China are definitely allies. So I don't know. A lot of weird stuff, man. And the only thing, you know, I watch the news. I try to watch the news, but every time I even turn on the news, it's just bashing this political candidate or bashing that political candidate. So it's like I'll be frank. If it's outside the technological realm, I'm in the dark because I refuse to follow current events just because there's just so much negativity. It just puts me in a bad mood. You know, I'd rather, if I'm going to watch, and I do watch TV on rare occasions, like in the morning and you know, late at night when I'm trying to go to sleep, but I try to watch things that are educational and or entertaining. So, you know, I watch a lot of the Discovery Channel shows, the outdoor shows where they're camping and backpacking, survival, that sort of stuff. And then on the entertainment front, you know, I watch a lot of mafia type shows, and I've really enjoyed several shows out there right now on Netflix. There's Narcos, and then there's a Pablo Escobar thing, and then there's this one about Pablo Escobar's lieutenant, JJ Hota Hota. That's how you would say it in Spanish, and it's called Surviving Escobar. It's been a really interesting season so far, and I think it's only got one season, so that's interesting. Peter says, but you did not find special features within the DJI drone which are meant as a spy tool. Man, when it comes to spying or whatever, I mean, all I use the drone for, I'll go up and film 4K 30 video for entertainment purposes. So, I mean, there's inevitably, I mean, it's like anything else in this world. People will probably find a way to misuse drones, just like they've found ways to misuse other items. So, I don't know. Interesting. Canadian Watchman Kevin says, I don't like watch company don't tell you where your caliber really made. I got to be careful. Simon, I'm in a little bit of everything, man. I've got that's you know, another hobby as well. I like to follow the markets. It's fun stuff. You know, anything where there's you know, my definition of excitement is anything where there's volatility, because, you know, if it's any sort of, well, trying to think of a better way to put this. If it's something where there's not a lot of movement, you know, let's just say the stock market, for example. Stock market's exciting. It's always changing. So that's exciting to watch. But if there's things where there's not a lot of excitement, I'm trying to think of activities that I perceive as boring. There's a lot of activities I perceive as boring. YouTube's very entertaining, and YouTube's one of my favorite things, obviously, just because you've got the creative elements. So this is why I really love YouTube, because YouTube, it's all about videos. Well, if you're not interested in videos, YouTube is not going to be for you. So what's cool about YouTube is that it demands that the person go out and capture video. Well, once the video is captured, well, first of all, the thing is, well, what do I want to capture in the video? And then, okay, well, I want to capture this. Where do I have to go to get that? Where do I have to go to film that video? And when can I go there? When's the best time of day or night? You know, the best lighting, this, that, and the other. And then once the video is captured, then it becomes a matter of downloading that video. So taking the video, importing it into a computer, and organizing it in a way to where it's easy to find the clips. Because most of my content, when I go out and film videos, I'm not just filming one video. I mean, there's times I will film multiple days back to back. Ton of content. So it's important to know, okay, which camera was used, which lens was used, where was it filmed. Organize it in a way to where you've got the destination, you've got the days, you've got the cameras that were used, and so forth and so on. Once that's done, then it's a matter of actually editing the video. And it doesn't have to be, just because one day you filmed, let's say, 20 videos, well, maybe you want to use one clip and make one video. Or maybe you want to take something from all 20 videos and make a video that's got content from various videos that were filmed that day. That's where the creativity comes into play. So, from a creative perspective, one has to identify what do they want, where do they need to go to get it, what's the best camera to capture it with, what's the best time of day, and then once they get it, organizing it, and then the next part, which is editing. And editing's where it really gets fun, because it's really a matter of one's own passion, I guess you would say. How do you want to relay, or how do you want to convey your message to the world? So, if I'm doing a travel video, going out and filming a travel segment or something, I may want to focus upon a specific destination, and that may be all that needs to be featured within that video. But it may be one to where, okay, well, you go to this destination, let's just say a tropical island, where do you eat? Where do you stay? What do you do for fun? Which beaches do you go to? What are some things in the surrounding area that one should do? So it brings in elements beyond just the video and just the editing. It then becomes an adventure, and that's obviously why it's IrixGuy's Adventure Channel, because everything is an adventure, and it's discovering all these things, meshing them together, packaging that content, and delivering to the world in the form of a YouTube video. So just for anyone to say, and again, everybody has their own set of interests, but for someone to say that that YouTube is boring, it's just a different personality type. Because for some people it may be boring. I look at YouTube as an enabler. It enables me to go out, it encourages me to go out and do certain things, and to experience certain things and film certain things, because I know that'll function as content for my channel. But when you watch the content, viewers hopefully all enjoy the content. You share it with others, and then that helps to. Let's see, I've got something flashing in my Wirecast here. Let's see what this is. I'm still learning. I installed the latest version of Wirecast, and it's got different. It's got a different interface. My CPU utilization is really high. I'm trying to see what I've got. Apparently, I've got something running that seems to be consuming a lot of system resources. Let me see what's going on here. Good thing is we'll straighten this out real quickly. Can y'all still see and hear me okay? Is it choppy or? Okay, now it's starting to green up again. Let's see. Okay, here's some questions coming in here. Let's see. Simon says, I think you should think about adding an investing segment to your channel. Might be interesting. Yeah, I don't. That could be interesting. See, my investing recently has been, cameras and that sort of thing, because it's stuff I can invest in and then create with, and it's my, I guess I can't think of a good way to put it. Canadian Watchman says YouTube videos full so many. They're one on McDonald's, another on fish tanks, etc. Good learning place. Yep. Simon says, could you say on average how many hours a week you put into YouTube-related activities? So on a normal week, easily per week, there's 7 days in a week. Probably thinking here. Probably 40 hours a week. 40 hours a week. I mean, it's a big time commitment. But it's a time commitment I enjoy. It goes along with my other big time commitments. So, Kevin says, "Hi, Irix Guy from Nottingham in the UK. Great channel. Look forward to all of your video posts and live chats." Well, hey, Kevin, thanks for that, man, and thanks for tuning in live. That's really cool. Yeah, it is jittery. I think what I'm going to have to do some, and that's why this live show is a test of sorts, because I'm still sorting out some kinks with my live streaming. So I think what it is with this new laptop, I think I've got a lot of content that's uploading in the background, and it's creating a little bit of network congestion, not to the level of what we experienced the other day, but there is some congestion. So yeah, we're gonna have my goal for this channel, and as I had mentioned, I've got with this studio that I'm working on, this new software that I'm awaiting now is not here yet, but it'll enable me to have live guests face on video. So to be able to have this same show format, but to give people the opportunity to shoot me a message by way of my Facebook fan page, facebook.com/IrixGuy. I'm going to type that out in here, and suggest that you would like to be considered for participation in a future live show, and then hopefully I'll be able to accommodate some of those requests, and that'll just be a new spin on the live show format. I mean, have you ever watched traditional television and wondered, you see they've got guests in the studio, the talk show type format. You've got the host, and then you've got the sofa or whatever. Have you ever thought about that format except a virtual format? So you've got this show, but then instead of having a physical sofa, you've got a virtual sofa that could accommodate, I don't know, to be determined how many people. So that's going to be a fun experiment, and hopefully not just an experiment, but something that'll be able to be incorporated into more future live shows as well. Yeah, that's funny, this network congestion thing. It's I tell you, that's what's so exciting about YouTube, though. You always learn something. Like right now, I'm learning that I've got something that's creating network congestion. So it's just another thing to tinker with and try to perfect. So yeah, I know, back to the drone front, and this show, IrixGuy's live show, is all about everything, including drones. But back to the drone front, I know we're so excited about the next drone, whether it's Mavic Pro 2 and or the Phantom 5. We've got to wait on that. Something else, I know a lot of the videography and photography camp that's out there watching live right now, something I'm sure y'all probably like are the cameras. And it's on another front, the Sony front. It's interesting, we've seen the Sony A9, the Sony Alpha A9 mirrorless camera, but we have not yet seen the Sony A7R III or the Sony A7S III. So hopefully those will come out soon, and hopefully they'll still have the same E-mount system. It's going to be interesting to see if Sony, to compete to, well, I think they're probably ahead, possibly, I don't know. I don't really follow that industry super closely, but to see what they're going to do to try to compete with the GH5, because the Panasonic Lumix GH5 can do 4K 60 frames per second. Now, one of the drawbacks of the GH5, although it's a great camera, is that it doesn't have full frame capability. It's a micro 4/3 camera. So the Sony Alphas, the A7R and the A7S series, those are full frame cameras. So from a video perspective, it's easier to get better results, using a full frame camera. So that's something that people are excited about. I mean, the A7R II, which is my primary field camera now, it's a dream. It's super duper. The image quality is top notch. The video quality, I feel, is just spot on. So, to be able to have the next level of that, maybe with even more megapixels, and maybe with 4K 60 frames per second, whereas the current A7R2 tops out at 4K 30 frames per second. That'll be interesting to experience. And you know, a lot of people are saying, oh, it may hit this year, and some people are saying, oh, it's going to be next year before they release that. So time will tell. So you can see in this chroma key, this isn't perfect, because if you look at this closely, you can see the water through parts of my shirt. So I gotta work on the lighting. And yeah, just a tip for people that are wanting to chroma key. One of the easiest ways to do it, and what I've done, I painted the studio wall with a bright paint. You can check out. I've got a chroma key tutorial on my website where I list everything, but it's a color called Straightforward Green from Sherwin-Williams, and I just painted that. And then I've got the point of failure right now is the lighting, and I've got to get that fixed to make this green screen look better. Braden says hi, welcome aboard, Braden. This is a live show. By the way, everybody that's tuning in, if it's approximately 5:37 p.m. New York City time when you're watching this, this is a live show. So anything you type, I can see in real time and have the opportunity to respond. Braden says, love your videos. Hey, thanks for that. That's why I put them out there, you know, because if these videos weren't viewed and you didn't subscribe to my channel and you didn't share with others, there wouldn't be, I wouldn't have the initiative to continue to capture, produce, and share content. So that's super important. And just a reminder to everyone, if you didn't hear already, I will be at YouTube Space in New York. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of definitely a lot of video stuff at the Space in New York, and excited about that. That'll be I've been there once already when I unlocked the Space, and now I want to go. They're releasing some new sets after the Labor Day weekend, so got to be really cool. Let's see. Simon says, "Can you drop the background in post?" I don't know if are you saying can I remove the background this up, or can I switch it out to another one, or let's see. Cause see, I could turn right now. I think I can turn chroma key off. See, chroma key's off right now. So see now, and I could flash up, I bet, a different, yeah, so I've got multiple background layers. So if I wanted to flash up another background right now, I could do it. Let me do that. Let's see. I'm going to get another background here. Just a second. Oops. I think I blacked everything out there. Now, put that down there, and then I'll put chroma key back on. Check this out. So see, now I'm going to use chroma key. Now I'm at a different location. And now I can try to perfect the chroma key. And see, you can still, it's not perfect because you can still kind of see through me, but that's a little bit better. So yeah, that's the fun part about this. Simon says, can you add the background after you have finished filming? Okay, so the way this works, now for a live broadcast, like I'm doing now, to answer your question, if I was doing a live broadcast like this, if I wanted to change the background, well, no, because then I'd have to edit it. So the short answer is this. What you're seeing now, this is all in real time. So this being a live show, what'll happen once this live show concludes, it'll automatically upload to YouTube as a video you can play back later. So, you know, after this live show concludes, I have no way to manipulate the background because it becomes a video on YouTube. Now, I guess I could download the live stream from YouTube, edit it, and then re-upload as a different video. But, oh, you know what I didn't do? And I'm glad you said that. Yeah, you're still seeing the beach. See, now around. that's the learning curve. In this live streaming app that I use, I forgot there's a preview mode where I can see what I'm about to do, and then there's a button I push that actually broadcasts that to the live audience. So now you should see a different background. And now what I'm going to do is just do away with the background. So I'm going to turn chroma key off. You should see a green screen. So that's just my green wall. And you can see it's not even perfect. It's got a crack right there that runs across. But, you know, after I get the lighting on this perfected, what I should be able to do is get that going. Charles says, "Hi, Irix, 2-year subscriber." Very cool. That's a long time, man. Learned a lot from your videos. Have you done the update for Mavic out yesterday? No, I haven't, man. Have you installed? Excuse me. Have you updated the Mavic? Yep. So it's now I'm going to put it back to the chroma key background. Chroma key, there is not familiar with all the terminology. Chroma key is just an official way of saying green screen. So, you know, if you say you're going to chroma key, you're going to green screen, you're going to key in, there's a lot of ways that people refer to this. You'll see with this, you know, my lighting's not perfect because you can see my hair right there. It's kind of got a green tint to it. Also, if you look at my shirt, you can see it's semi-transparent. So what I need what's referred to as a key light, a better key light, to light me so that the camera and the software can better differentiate between the background, the solid green background, and me, and in essence chop me out. So what it's doing from a non-technical perspective, what it's doing, it's seeing the green wall. And green, if I had, you know, green that closely matched that color, that would create problems because it would confuse the live chroma keying, the live green screening. But that's why it's a bright green, because it's easy. I'm going to flash it back up here so you can see now. That's a very bright green color. But see, you're seeing what my problems are. If you're somewhat familiar with, I'm going to put one hand down here because I'm watching this in real time. You can see how that's kind of a hot spot over there. It's brighter. You can see the lighter and darker areas, and that's what makes a less than perfect chroma key when you've got those what people refer to as hot spots. If this was consistently the same lighting throughout the green screen that you see behind me, the same lighting and the same color, this chroma key would be pretty much 100% convincing. So that's what I'm working to do, and to do that, what I've got to do is get all the lighting perfected, and I've got to put a key light in front of me. So it's a, you know, again, back to why YouTube is so much fun. YouTube's so much fun because it's stuff like this. You know, a lot of people say, man, it's a headache. I don't want to deal with that. But everything that's integrated into a YouTube channel, most everything is a learning opportunity. So once it's learned, then that knowledge can be shared. It's just it's a nonstop process. So it's kind of cool. So with that being said, I just wanted to hop on and do a live show here and test, you know, further test this new streaming software that I'm using. But I'm going to cut this live show a little bit short because I'm going to do I want to do some more live shows this weekend. And I want to do the live shows when I've got the lighting just 100% nailed, and that's one of my objectives for the weekend is to perfect the lighting. And I think it'll be easy to do. You know, I'm getting close. I've got the from this camera right here. I think that for a streaming camera, you know, the image quality is quite decent. So I think that piece is at least good, and this should be, and I haven't confirmed yet, but this should be available in 1080p HD, whereas the show that I did yesterday was topping out at 720p. Now, curiously enough, the new MacBook models, the integrated camera, they only go up to 720p. I don't know why they didn't make them 1080p. kind of weird, but that's what they did. So yeah, it's been a good show here. You know, I want to thank everyone again for tuning in. I'm going to have a lot more live shows. Check out my website, IrixGuy.com. You can find all the drones, drone accessories, tutorials, and a whole lot more there in my blog. And I'm going to, that's a component I'm really going to flesh out on my channel, is a lot more tutorial content. So as I feature a video, then what I'll do is create the accompanying accompanying, that's such a funny word to say, accompanying, you see what I'm trying to say, anyway, okay, I give up. So I'm going to, once I film a video, a tutorial video, what I will then do is create the corresponding blog post that will have the video embedded, but also if it's an item where I'm talking about how to chroma key, you know, here's the equipment that I use. Well, here's a link to the camera, here's a link to the tripod, the laptop, etc. Just make it easier. So if you're interested in something that's mentioned on the show, well, you just go to my website, go to the blog, and within the show notes, that's where you can find everything. So I think it'll make everything a lot more streamlined for the audience. So again, thanks for your viewership. This will become, if you weren't able to view this live, right now it's 5:47 p.m. New York City time. If you missed the live show, this previously recorded show will be available on IrixGuy.com. It usually takes an hour or so for it to process and become available. But as soon as it is, it'll be there, and you can share it with others and rewatch it if you want to, add comments, etc. So thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. It's viewers like you that enable my channel to continue to grow. Thank you.